reading the autobiography, I was absolutely floored, and I remember being very emotional, feeling with the sense that my father felt alone, that he was so hardworking and so committed, and I knew he was good because, my mother raised us with knowing Daddy, not Malcolm X the icon. Because I think Malcolm X the icon meant that you had to talk about injustice. And so instead of it being, that you had friends based on whether you were black or white, as many people would have thought, it was that we had friends based on the content of the character. And so we were raised to believe in the fatherhood of humanity, that we were all brothers and sisters under the fatherhood of God. And then I took this course with Dr. George Roberts. It was he who actually helped me to further explore who Malcolm was. I remember him asking, how many of you in here would be in the revolution with Malcolm X? Everybody's hands went up. My hands went up. So we're thinking, we're going to fight. No, we're not going to fight. The revolution of Malcolm X means you're going to get the best education. You're going to make sure that you are the best that you can be so that you can contribute back to the movement, that you're going to build strong, solid foundations. So he helped me to better understand Malcolm X, the icon. His parents, they were excellent role models for him. They were activists, they were humanitarians, they were educators, they were compassionate, they were responsible, they were self-reliant, independent. And so it was because of them that Malcolm, when his father was killed by the KKK, the Black Legion, which was a splinter group to the Ku Klux Klan during the Jim Crow era, so in the 1931, that then his mother, 6 years later, would be taken to an institution, not because she had a nervous breakdown, but these are things that happen, right? And then that the family would be just torn apart. And that my father would be sent to live separate from his siblings. And he would, fortunately, still become the president of the 7th grade class, right? And he would still have a love for learning. And when his teacher said, who do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I want to be a lawyer. He didn't say, I want to be a football player or a fireman. He said, I want to be a lawyer. Because that's what he saw his father doing, defending people, inspiring people, motivating people, being concerned about his fellow man. And to be told that you can't be a lawyer, you have to be realistic. You're just an N. One of my favorites of him is his debate at Oxford University, because you get to see him as this man who loves people, who loves humanity, who loves reading, who loves education, who loves poetry. He recites Hamlet, to be or not to be, whether it is noble in the mind and suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. Everyone says, if there's something wrong, you've got to do something about it. If there's wrong, if there's injustice, you've got to do something about it. You have to stand for something. And if you see injustice, you have to do something about it. Even during the inauguration with President Obama, it just seemed like my father was slowly being written out of history. And I said, no, this can't be. I absolutely believe that there should most definitely be a national holiday for Malcolm X. And there are so many people, who come to me. I travel the world, and they always come to me and they say, when I read your father's book, it changed my life. So I hope from all of the people who say that Malcolm made a significant impact on their life, that they would join us and help to push a holiday for my father. Not because he's my father, but because of the work that he's done for all of us. And, again, my work is not because he's my father. My work is because I believe in his work. And I believe that his work should be illuminated, that it should be accessible to young people, it should be accessible to adults, that he sacrificed, he made a significant sacrifice. My father's 50th memorial is coming. We will commemorate his transition at 3:10 Eastern Standard Time. And we have the Malcolm X and Betty Shabazz Memorial and Education Center that my mother founded, actually. And when she passed away, it took us a few years to make it operational, but we did. So it is, again, this thing that, my mother, find the good and praise it, turning a place that represented such tragedy into a place of triumph. And so we have this wonderful center. We've had different speakers come. We had Tariq Ramadan from Oxford come last year. And this year, we're still in the planning stages of it. But it's going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It falls on a Saturday, February 21st. And we'll have, a wonderful program that commemorates all that he means to all of us, the world.